So what I was saying to Dad right before he passed was that, in correlation with the root beer analogy that I spoke of on the prior podcast, that everybody's perspective is their perspective at one point in time. But that I put that in faith is that each person's perception of their own life is going to be different for each different perception of that moment in time. So they always say that there's redemption in death. You have that split second moment where Jesus says, this is me. You accept me or don't. And that's where you make that choice. Just like every moment in your life, there's a choice. You can choose this or you can choose that. And that's how your path goes. There's a right, there's a wrong. There's really the middle ground. The only thing that is middle ground is your faith, is where you put your focus, where you put your thing, like and they always say have God be your focus, but like everything around you can be that faith. It doesn't have to be hyper focused on a being or something else. Like what I said is God is everything to Dad. I said God is in the food that you drink and in the breath that you take and everything that you see around you, the trees, the sky. That's all can be your God if you make it that way. And that can also be your hell. I said you can look around and you can see all the fucking things that are horrible in your life, and that can be your hell. There is a middle ground in everything. And that middle ground should be what got you here. And it doesn't matter how you got here. It's just what that thing is that did that. And I said, Dad, you just gotta realize that. I said to him, this was like a week or two before he passed, maybe not even, like before he got sick and then just passed, so maybe a month before he died. And I said, you gotta find that middle ground. You gotta find out where you're truly happy, and that's what matters. And we had a really good talk about that. So, okay, that's all I wanted to say about that.